Hey everyone, John Lorden. Do you hear that? Are the police flying a drone around my house and spying on me? Well, that's the topic for today's Johnny Vlogs. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, John Lorden. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Before we get started on today's topic, I have several people to thank, starting with someone that donated to me via PayPal, which you can do by sending it to John, John, at lordenarts.com. Bonnie Zelt sent a donation. Thank you so much, Bonnie. I truly appreciate that. On top of that, we've got a few new patrons. Miranda Freights Healy. Hey, Miranda. Sherry Dory. Thank you very much, Sherry. And Brigitte Barfode. Thank you, Brigitte. Really appreciate that. Appreciate having you guys helping to support me, keeping me here, doing what I love, and of course, helping me help others, which I love the most. So, there are a few articles that have kicked out, one from Wired. We're actually going to do something a little different on this Johnny Vlogs. We're going to the screen share. A single drone helped Mexican police drop crime 10%. And they are talking about Ensenada, a Mexican city about 2 hours south of Tijuana, and that a new crime fighter has taken to the skies. It's a drone. The solitary DJI Inspire 1 quadcopter led to more than 500 arrests and a 10% drop in overall crime rates, with a 30% drop in home robberies. Now, I believe this is only over a few month period, so I don't know how good of a sample set that is. If you're wondering about this particular drone, this is the one that they're using in Ensenada. They're only using one of them, according to this article, but it apparently is really having an impact. How? Well, let's learn about that together. So there's a company that's making software for this, and basically any authorized officer can grab a feed of the video streaming off of the drone from their desk or while they're out in the field. So there's kind of a central command center where someone's flying this drone. I suppose they take a phone call and they know that something is happening bad in a certain part of the city. They fly the drone there, and because the drone doesn't have to navigate traffic and streets and all that, it's getting there ahead of the cops. So obviously that could be a real help to police. They're able to see the video right away, maybe see where suspects are running to, maybe see if they're carrying anything in particular, maybe even possibly determine if they're armed. I really like that angle of it, but of course, there's the privacy concern, which is going to be a very big deal if this tries to be implemented here in the US. But there are other parts of the world that are actually using drones in different ways as well. Drone builder DJI says that on one day in May, public safety drones saved 4 lives. UK police found a missing person, semi-conscious and just a few feet from a steep cliff, using a drone with a thermal imaging camera. What a great use. And we do definitely hear about drones being used in missing persons cases here, particularly if there's, rough terrain to cover. People will use drones to try to scout that area, get footage of that area. Public safety officials in Central Texas dropped life vests to a mother and her 15-year-old daughter who were caught in a rising river. And in the past year, drones have helped scout areas of Houston flooded by Hurricane Harvey, and even restrung electrical cables in Puerto Rico downed by Hurricane Maria. Obviously, many of you out there know I'm a bit of a technology person. I love seeing it used like this. This is just very practical. But it's neat to see how imaginative they're getting with these uses. I mean, being able to restring electrical cables, dropping life vests to people, what a wonderful use of this technology. Of course, hesitation to set drones after bad guys will be typical of new projects in America, where this person, Gregory McNeil, is quoted as saying, "What you see is most government offices in the U.S. taking a crawl, walk, run approach." Which certainly makes sense. Along with public safety and being a nuisance, those concerns include protecting privacy. Compared to obvious helicopters and fixed-in-place CCTV cameras, drones are a potent tool for surveillance. They can go almost anywhere, up to windows, over fences, under tree canopies. I just had a thought, with the whole swatting epidemic that's been going on over the past few years, can you see someone calling in, "Oh yeah, there's an intruder in this person's house, here's the address"? I'm sitting here working on a video and all of a sudden there's a drone looking in my window at me. I can certainly see how this could be misused if it's not controlled properly. In particular with swatting, we already have that happening. So I'm going to be curious to see what types of safeguards could be put up around this. Failing to make the people using these little aircraft accountable could spoil the potential to do a lot of good. I think that is really well said. It's a very good point. And I also did see another article at Digital Trends kind of echoing the same thing, but they had a few different facts. In France, traffic cops have been using drones to catch speeding drivers. Really interesting use. And here in the US, there is certain areas where aircraft has been used to track speeding drivers. And I guess they're using some type of long range lens to take photos of that. A drone recently helped rescuers save a resident from an encroaching lava flow on the island of Hawaii. I love these stories. If you guys have heard of any stories of drones doing interesting rescue efforts like this, please be sure to share them in the comments down below with the rest of us. I think we're only getting started with this. I know last week I saw a video where Casey Neistat is trying out a new flying car, and essentially you take a look at it and it's just a very large drone. It's got the same quadcopter design that drones have had for years and years now. So obviously this is a thing that can be used in many, many different ways. And it's going to be kind of interesting to me to see how those things are used. I know Amazon's been talking for a while about drone deliveries where, a drone will literally fly to your house, drop off a package, and then head back. I think they've hit some sticky points with some legal stuff in that. I don't know. I'm going to be curious to see how all this plays out. But if it can help keep people safe, if it can help find missing persons, if it could help police in terms of apprehending criminals or help them be safer as well. There is one aspect we didn't touch on. Some people are even talking about the possibility that police can have mini drones that are essentially just like personal assistants for them, that just dispatch with them on scene. And then, if there's a blind corner up ahead and you think there's an armed guy around the corner, you send your drone around first. Maybe there's a little video feed of that comes up on a screen in your sunglasses or something, and then you're safe to round the corner. I think there's a lot of really practical use that we can see from drones, but they certainly aren't the most quiet thing in the world. I'm a bit curious to see how that's handled. And then, of course, the possibility of abuse is pretty large as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how all that gets reined in, or what type of mechanisms are put around to control that. What do you guys think? Does the bad outweigh the good in this? Do you think the privacy concerns aren't really that important compared to the benefits of saving people, keeping police safer? I don't know. Pretty interesting conversation. That's why I wanted to share it with you guys here. Let's go ahead and talk about that in the comments below. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow on the Lord and Arts channel.